Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Today we got a bunch of mods for you. 34 mods released on the in-game mod up. All platforms got 20 new and 4 updates. And PC Mac players got 4 new and 6 updates. Hey, if you like staying updated with all the latest mods in Farm Sim, get subscribed. Let's go. Starting off today, we have the John Deere X9 series from Dince Modding. This is one that we talked about a lot in Farm Sim news, and it is finally here. Also, if you haven't seen, FSG also dropped a preview video of this, so hey, check that out after this one. We got 639 horsepower on here, and we go all the way up to 700. We have 2 versions. We have the X9 and we have the X9 US. Now, we have a lot of configurations for the EU version right here, so that is very cool. And then we have the US/Brazil version right here. It's one we're going to take a look at today. So let's start with the grain tank. We have a static setup. We have a static with tarp. It's going to be 14,800 liters on that one. We've also got the standard, which is my favorite, but you may want a different one. We also have extensions. We can bump that up to 16,200 liters. That's also in the foldable, which is great. And a big extension, look at this, 19,400 liters in the big one. And it's foldable. I know which one I'm going with, and then adding a 0 later on in the XML. Engine setups, we have the 639 as well as the 700 horsepower. So the X9, 1,000 and 1,100 are available. Wheel setups, Michelin. We also have Continental, which look great. Trelleborg, BKT, Midas, and then we are back in. I think I'm going to go with a Continental. Now, we can throw some tracks on there. We can reverse the wheel setup in the back if you want to. Different setups for tires. Big wheels look great. We'll go with that. Light packages, we have a standard, and then we have the standard 2025 setup. So it kind of changes it out to the way that it is today. We also have Ultimate, which is just all the lights, which I love. Then we also have bottom cabin work lights, which is kind of nice right down there. How you like that? Now, if I were you, I would just go with ultimate bottom cabin work lights. Go with all of it. Yeah, let's go. So many lights. Back wheel hub. So we have a design 1, design 2, 3, and back in. I don't know if this is going to matter a whole lot for you guys, but hey, there may be one that you want to run with. Displays, we have a couple different displays around towards the inside. The GS4600, the Plus, new gen quarter display, and then back in. Starfire, we have the holder for the Starfire, which is in green. Then we have the 6,000 and a couple different setups there. We have the RTK, of course, going through. And, of course, we have the 7,000, which is the one that I want to go with. We also have integrated as well, which is kind of neat. I like that. And then all the way back in. So a lot of different stuff with different monitors around towards the inside. Radio, standard. We have a new gen radio. Let's see if we can pop that. All right, so that's going to be, can you see inside the cabin? Top left corner. Couple different radios in there. Let's go with new gen chopper design. We have multiple different designs through here, so you can choose the one that you like. Editions, we have the 75-year edition. We also have the signature edition, and then we have both of those combined. Mirrors, we have an additional mirror, which is kind of nice, and electric as well, and electric additional. Just go with that. It'll be perfectly fine. Pipe design around towards the backside again. We have a couple different design and setups through here. 3 of them total, and the largest one is absolutely massive. We will choose that one. Now we get into seats. So we've got a couple different seat materials here, standard and leather. We'll go leather, of course. We've got setups for the pillars on the inside. Now, most of the time, these are gray, but you can paint them black if you want to. Windows option. We've got a nice color here. I like that we can choose like a color. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then we have our license plate. Let's get ourselves one of these. Again, here, just going through the options for the EU version, you see pretty much everything's the same, though there are some extra bits, like warning signs, for example. We can add all kinds of warning signs all the way around, even on the pipe. Now, I do want to try with, like, the biggest header ever. This is a 19-meter header that came with the John Deere HD 35F40, 4550, and 62 articulated mod. It's absolutely ridiculous here. Let's take this, let's unfold it, and I just want to see, can we fit this header on here with this pipe? Is this something that's going to work? I think that it should. I mean, this is the biggest combine harvester in the game, right? Will it reach out? Yes. It's right at the edge, but the longest version will reach out to the biggest header that we've got. At least I think this is the biggest header that we've got. As for all the special stuff that you can do, we've folded, turn it on, enable straw swath, all that good stuff. We do have a couple things that we can move around, but for some reason I'm not finding what's moving. So maybe you'd know. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, and there's passenger support as well, which is very cool. Next is a mod that I did a preview on not too long ago. This is the John Deere 3400 pack from Blacksheep Modding. Absolutely spectacular machine right here. So as far as customization options for the machine itself, 145 horsepower, a lot of power on here. Variable transmission, 200 liters of fuel, 24 miles an hour. Wheel setups from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Vredestein, and Nokian. Protective grid, we've got a yes or no around towards there. Windows style, clear and tinted. Beacons, a couple different setups there, so you can choose the one that you like. I like type number 6. Warning triangle, we've got yes and no around towards the back. Attachments, yes, we have a trailer hitch and a 3-point, so you can throw that on the back there. Main color options, we have the green, yellow, dark green, and black. And as far as our rim colors, we have yellow and black. Now let's talk about attachments. First up is our pallet fork, which we can change up to all of our colors, including the John Deere bright yellow if you want that to match up there. We also have this guy, the V15 3400. This is a brush, basically deletes anything that's on the ground. So if you got something that's spilled or something like that, take this, hook it up to your pallet forks. It actually attaches to these. You don't just slot them in, it attaches. And you can also throw some guidelines if you're running in first person, something like that. Of course, color options all the way around. Then we have the 3-point attachment. This goes on the front of your telehandler, which is great. And you can run a 3-point on the front, 3-point on the back. You can raise, lower your equipment, whatever you want to do. You basically treat this as a tractor, which is kind of neat. Then we've got the cutter support. So this will line up with different headers, different cutters. So you can choose the one that you've got, choose a color for the bracket on the backside, and rock and roll. So let's say if you're using the old Deutz far top liner, the base game combine harvester, just choose that. It's pretty cool. We also have a universal bucket on here. So we have fork with a grapple, 2,500 liters on this. So go with the fork, go with the grapple, and you can change up the color on that. And that is it. Those are all of the stuff. Now, of course, you can go in and out, up and down, all the normal stuff. But we can also do a couple other things. We can open up window, for example, which is kind of nice. Animation in the windows or door. You can change up that as well. Animations are going to be separate from choosing all of that. Steering, we have all-wheel, front wheel, crab left, and crab right. And I believe that's about it. Yeah. Next, we have the Massey Ferguson Industrial Utility Tractors from Peter J. Now, these are some stuff that he teased what felt like forever ago. And I haven't really shared anything about this on Farm Sim News because he gave zero information. So there was nothing to share, technically. So they are here now, so we could talk about them. As you can see, we have quite a few different things in here. First up is the 35 Industrial. We could change that up with different setups there. We also have the 2035, 2203-540, which can be changed up with the different engine and different setup configurations through there. So it's only 45 or 46 horsepower, so not a big difference through there, but it is still kind of nice. We got another one here, the 2135-20. Oh yeah, this one might be my favorite. Yo, check that out. That looks really good. And then, of course, we have the 20B, D, and F. We even have a military setup for this, which I think is super duper cool. If you guys are doing any weird role play stuff, well, hey, rock and roll with that. There's also front loaders. So we have the Systematic IND. We can change up a few things, including pallet setup, which is really nice. And then we have colors that we could change up from yellow to gray. We also have another setup here, the 875 with military colors. Very cool. And we've got a tipper trailer, 7,500 liter capacity. We even have quite a few different wheel options and even a gooseneck attachment that goes on there and different colors for the wheels. This is a super neat setup and I think would work really, really well with like the Volvo stuff that we got a couple years ago in the Platinum DLC. That would be super duper sweet. Now, let's just use the 20BDF as an example for some customization options. Let's go over to the F setup. There we go. Lizard tires, BKT, Nokian, Trelleborg, Continental, and back in. So we do have those industrial, but we can change these up as well from quite a few different setups. I do love that. Those are ridiculous, so I think I'm just going to stick with that. I love this. We do have quite a few different setups for cabins as well, which is nice. Exhaust, quite a few things there. Attachment type, let's swing around towards the back here. As you can see, we have pickup hitch or swinging drawbar. Linkage drawbar, we've got yes or no on that. hydraulic spools. We have a few things through that. Around towards the back, depending on, well, how many things you're plugging in. Front loader attachment, we've got the Massey Ferguson and no. And then we have our license plate. So some pretty cool setups here with this thing. It is a monster of a little tractor, especially with these wheels. Goodness gracious. Obviously, everything works exactly the way you would expect. There's your pedals, wheels, all that good stuff. And then we've got our clutch on the left-hand side. And if we go into first person, we can see all of the gears doing their shifty thing. Cool. Here's a wild one. This is the Lizard Monobike. Yes, Monobike. It's the engine and the tank and everything. And it's a single wheeler. Yes, it is. For Farmstead Frontier. What a wild and crazy thing. Manual transmission, good luck with that, trying to stay on and everything. We have multiple different color options through here, which will go with a nice bright green. And secondary color is going to be our rim color. So that's orange. Let's just change it to there. That will work. You see, it is kind of tweaking a little bit, so it is what it is. 49 mile per hour max speed with 4 liters of fuel. I'm even surprised that it can hang on to that. Let's jump on and see exactly what we could do. Let's see. We have select camera. Yeah, there's nothing that we could do other than just go. Now, in real life, I would fall off of this thing in about 2 seconds flat. It takes off. That's pretty cool. Hey, can we do a wheelie? This is normally where I would test that, but it just kind of hangs on, man. And it handles like a glove. This drives really well. Why do I enjoy driving this so much? It drives so good. Let's see if we can hit this. Yeah. Ha ha. Oh. That shouldn't be as good as it is, and it's really good. Next is a monster. This is the Grapple Yarder from Kenny456. A lot of stuff that we could do with this. We've got 340 horsepower, variable transmission, 640 liters fuel, goes 6 miles an hour, weighs 65.7 tons, making it one of the heaviest pieces of equipment in the game. Windows, we have tinted or standard, beacon light, yes and no. And then we have a lot of color choices to go through. So we've got our main color, which affects the cabin, the tracks, and the grab. Kind of change that up to pink so you can see everything that's pink. That is your main color. Let's go back to standard there. Body color, we'll do this one to pink as well, just so you can see. Or just the body there. And we'll make that red, why not? Arm color, of course, that's going to be the arm and all the little bits around it, including some of the decals on the side. So that's another thing to watch out for. And then we have the track colors. So just the tracks, just the color of said tracks. There you go. We're going to leave them as yellow because, well, of course I am. And let's jump in it and see what we could do. We have not one, but a couple different setups. Huh. So I can't change it. You know what? Let's just turn it on. Yep. Still give me only one control group, but it's showing one, which is interesting. So we could drop this and it drops quick. And we can bring it back up and it goes up quick as well. Bring it around, up and down. And then we have our grapple, which all of this works exactly the way you would expect. Very cool. Yeah, there's, let's see, we also have setup, yarder, rope. Yeet. There we go. Do we have the change up? Aha, there we go. Now we're controlling the rope base. Oh no, that's cool. All right, so we set this up. We can move this around. We can point it in different directions. That's awesome. Let's see, can we put it on top of the building? No, but we can put it in the building, which doesn't like it very much when I do that. But it's doable. It's also on top of the building now. Oh, let's bring it back in a little bit. There we go. How about we try and stick it over there in the middle of it? Oh boy, too much. Yeah, that hurt. So as far away as we can get? Nope. Oh, we could go way further. I can't turn it anymore. Uh-oh. You know what? I think I'm just going to play with this. Look at this. Yeet! It's currently in the BGA, as you would expect. Currently unable to drive right now. So dumb. Oh, it's stuck on something. We're going, baby. We're going. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's bring this back in. Yeah, whatever that is. Definitely didn't like that. I'm not saying be careful with this. You should definitely be careful with this. So whenever you, let's see, remove yarder rope. There we go. We'll bring that back in, and now we can drive, which is great. I don't think I showcased how to use this as much as I just showed you guys how to break stuff and be idiots. I hope that it paid off, though. I definitely broke the front of it. Oh, I didn't realize that we could zoom out super duper far with this as well. I'm just messing around trying to see how far I can get this thing out. Let's see. Let's move it this way just a little bit. Yeah. All right. I got to turn the camera off because I'm just being an idiot. Well, good news. I found as far out as it can go. You wanna go with me here? All the way out to about here. That is as far as this yarder rope will go. Shoo! That's wild. Moving on to something a little bit more simple now, the Lizard FS4T, 4,000 liter capacity. We can also change up the sides there and make it a bell trailer. So whatever you like to do through there. This looks like something somebody would do right before they filled it up and turned it into a hot tub. Lights on here, we have yes and no, so you completely remove the lights if you're just running around your farm on this one. Main color, we've got quite a few different options for that, and we even have some rim colors as well. Next is the Lizard TPS, which makes me think of TPS reports, and well, I don't want to fill those out. This holds 1,000 liters. See, liquid fertilizer is shown on there. We have a couple different wheel options. We have some chassis color options and rim color options. Now, this doesn't just hold liquid fertilizer. That's just the IBC tank they use. We've also got water, milk, and liquid herbicide. Moving along now, we have the PGR Buildings pack. This comes with a standard shed. We also have a workshop, which is also found in sheds, by the way. This is not in tools where it should be. We also have a small little decorative building here, which is tweaking out at the bottom. And when they say decorative, they mean it. There's nothing in there. And then we have two gates. We have one, which has a very, very nice decoration around towards it. And then we have just kind of a standard setup as a gate. However, there are no fences in this pack. We also have a whole bunch of buildings. This is the PGR Animal Barns pack, also the PGR stuff. So we have quite a few. Best thing to do might actually be to show you what's what first. So we have a large PGR cow shed with pasture, as well as a small one. Same thing for pigs, and same thing for sheep. We also have a toilet right here, which is absolutely hilarious. Also got a brick on top just for fun. If we come around in here, we've got an upstairs area. I've been drinking coffee all morning. I get the hiccups right now. We have an upstairs area. Can we open this little itty bitty door right here? Of course we can. And there are no collisions on any of these beams. So heads up through there. There's also doesn't appear to be collisions on half of the roof either. Maybe I'm just too tall. Let's see if we can get back down in here without getting stuck. Not bad at all. We've got a place for milk, place to buy your cows. We open this bad boy up. Of course, over there we have liquid manure, and here goes the food. And your cows will spawn in there. Now, this is the small one, and if we just kind of run across real quick, I think it's important to note that these are going to be very similar, if not identical. So, there's your sheep or pigs, not quite sure, and then here's the other one. Again, all pretty much identical. If we jump over here to the larger buildings, you can see that they have raised up some of the areas around, so I'm going to have to go back and flatten them. However, if you don't do that, if you have free place on, they're just not level. For whatever reason, it's like they're just up. And I can't explain it. But it is what it is, so get over it. I would say it's because of this or that or whatever. I'm not quite sure. If we go under, there's really nothing. I mean, it's just like the ground. It's almost like it wasn't done right. I haven't seen anything else like that before. So, nonetheless, there you go. Come in here. Pretty identical setup here as far as the larger building, except it's, well, larger at the end of the day. Now, if you are looking for the door that takes you upstairs, we do have that on the end here instead of inside. Come here, open the door, and we have a very, very large loft that we can run around the top, and there's lots of doors around towards the front as well. Moving on now, we have the industrial sawmill. So this is basically a sawmill that you can throw around and put right where you are. We have a regular one and a rusted version. As you can see here, we can make planks, wood beams, planks long, and wood delivery, which is very interesting. It's a 1-to-1, so it'll deliver to wherever you need to deliver to, which is very cool. I kind of dig that. So if you're moving your logs to anywhere else, you can deliver to one place and send them all around and do some productions while you're at it. All you have to do is enable it. We also have custom sell points here as well if you need them. Now let's come around towards here. Take a look. Oh, that little guy doesn't do anything. Oh, that's your sell point for the wood. I'm the idiot. Always. It's always me. Next up is the weighing station PGR. $20,000 for this cute little weigh station. Now the thing is, I'm looking around here, and on the outside, I can't see anything where it shows me the weight. If we come in here, opening up all the doors, which are very un-feng shui, your weight is shown inside on the TV. Next up is the Deco House. It is found in decorations, and it is a decorative house. I think I might let this one slide just a little, because not only is it a decoration, but it can be used. I kind of dig these little garage doors right here. The house itself, unusable. There's nothing to it. But it does have a garage, which is, again, kind of neat. Plus, we have a really nice sunroom here. That's awesome. Next is the Wooden Buildings pack. So this comes with a wooden barn as well as a small wood chicken coop that holds 60 chickens. If we come around here, let's open some doors. The doors do kind of look like they were cut from the logs as they were building this. Looks like they built it, then cut the logs. I don't know. Is that a way to build stuff? I have no idea. We do have a people door, pedestrian door there. We do have a couple different little places on the inside to put things. And one of the nice things is we have a full drive-through. So very cool. And then over here, we'll take a look at the chickens. Take a look there. 60 chickens. You can put your food right there. 1,250 liters of food will go there. And if we open this up and go inside, we also have a shed on the side. So it's not just a chicken coop. We even have a little house here. All right, that's pretty cool. Big shouty outy. That's nice. Next up is our old disused red brick factory. This could be perhaps decoration for your map or house equipment, something like that. Really nice textures in here. They kind of pop. They're very high quality. I'm not quite sure if they match up together or not, but hey, it is what it is. Also feels like I'm higher than I should be. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just me. Am I? Nope, definitely not. One of the cool things with this, because it's in sheds, it is a big old building. So you can pretty much put anything around that you want. Let's also go up the stairs. Look at that, little schematic. I don't know what it is, but it's a little schematic, all right. All right, so this is the interesting part. So right here, we have a light switch. However, I can't seem to get in to the upstairs, but it just keeps going up and then finally ends right there, which is like an observation deck kind of thing right above our head. But unfortunately, I can't get up there because it's so darn tight. It's like worse than The Sims trying to get up and down. Goodness gracious. Nonetheless, very, very cool building. Next up is a restored house where you can sleep and skip the night. Same thing in Farm Sim. Right there, there you go. Is the door opening? No! Is there anything inside? Also no. Last mod, other than maps, is the old brick well. $1,000 for this, and you can get water out. It's kind of cute, too. Look how little it is. Oh, that's awesome. Does the door open? Open door! Come on. Next up, we have some maps. There's 4 new maps today for all platforms versus Arkansas of America. You know, Arkansas, USA? I will be completely honest, I've been to Arkansas quite a few times, and I'm getting nothing but not Arkansas vibes from this. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I haven't been to this specific area of Arkansas, but it just seems like a base game map with fields in different places and a name to get people to download it. Is it just me, or is that the way you guys feel as well? Love to hear from you. Rather be honest with you than lie to you. This has got 37 fields for ag and 8 pastures where you can set up your own farms and new fields, things like that. 8 forestry areas to work with, including the outside of the map, which you can buy for $10 million. That should be free. We also have 2 stables, 1 for cows, and another chicken coop to start off with. As far as everything else goes, there are no new anythings that I've been able to find so far. It's a very, very, very basic map. Now, this may be exactly what you're looking for. I always recommend maps like this to people who are just kind of getting started off. Hang on. Wait a minute. This is not Arkansas of America. Hang on. This is the Farming Simulator 23 base game map, isn't it? It is. Everything here. This is the Farm Sim 23 base game map. I mean, not all of it, obviously. There's some things like the map, for example, doesn't continue to the left there. That's all this is. That's what this is. It's the Farm Sim mobile map. How did it just take me this long? Yo, everything, the starting equipment, there should be a combine harvester over here somewhere. Or maybe it's in here. Yeah, it's right there. The house is in the same spot. The chicken coop's in the same spot. The road still goes the same way. Yeah. The shop is exactly the same. This is the Farm Sim 23 map, but in Farm Sim. All right, I don't think I have anything else to say then. Starting off equipment, we have the fan favorite 511. We have a couple tractors and a combine harvester and a telehandler, which is nice. A couple different tippers would be nice if they match, but it is what it is. Header, cultivator. We do have a power harrow, which matches up with our seeder. We have fertilizer spreader, and a liquid fertilizer spreader, and a manure spreader, and a slurry spreader, and a grass spreader, mowers front and rear, tedder, windrow, forge wagon. We also have a feeder for the cattle, front loader tools, telehandler tools, header trailer, and a couple weights. But yeah, this is the base game map for Farming Simulator 23 mobile game. I recognize this anywhere. Your next new map for all platforms today is Deichhof Abendfreden. I don't know how to say German words. Moving on, this is from Collier, KA77E, and I will be honest, not the type of map I was expecting from them. We've got our main farm smack dab in the middle. Let's take a look at the PDA real quick. Here you go, as you can see, farms over here with quite a few things all around, and a few fields that we own as well. Some very interesting field sizes and shapes here, though I will say they are quite simple, which makes things nice and easy. Also, these two would be a lot of fun to plow up together. One other thing I noticed is around towards the outside, we've got what looks to be areas that would be kind of nice to go and plow up and do your thing. However, bit of a problem with that, the map border's right here, so you can't get out there. So it is what it is. I think that's more of a me thing than would be nice kind of thing. So just maybe ignore me. Also, one thing I will say is don't ignore this right here. Look at that. They got a little tractor by the store. The store looks great on this map. I will hand it to it. Bow-shell. Now, let's take a look at some other stuff here. So here is your crop planting calendar. Pretty basic. No custom crops or anything like that. And once we jump in on the items, we have a lot here. So we have a couple Massey Fergusons, we've got a Kloss, we've also got a Schaefer there, quite a few tippers, header, cultivator, we have a subsoiler, which we don't always get, and all kinds of other stuff. I'm not going to go through these individually. If you're interested, you'll see something that you want to pop in. Hey, let me know, is it starting equipment that you really like in maps, or does it really matter to you? It's always nice to have good starting equipment, but if you do that, everybody starts at the same place. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. We also have a handful of required mods for this map, so make sure you've got everything. Next, we have another map for you guys. The third one, Wulfhagen, or Hagen, I'm not quite sure. On this one, there's quite a few things, but one thing that stood out to me when I was reading through the description of this map is it says that the Platinum Expansion DLC is required as some buildings have been added. Now, they've also got stuff from the Horse DLC here as well. One thing that I find interesting is as far as the Platinum Expansion goes, they use none of the equipment, only buildings. And as far as the Horse, only one thing was used. It was like a weeder or something like that. So, it is what it is. I think that's a little silly, but again, I would rather tell you the truth than lie to you. Here's what you get in new farmer mode. Around towards here, we have a little bit of piggy pig style. We've also got cows, sheep, and chickens. So all of your animals are around here. Now, this is using base game stuff, so doesn't look like there's anything wild and crazy in here. There's also no required mods as well, so you're going to be looking at stuff that's very, very simple as far as your buildings and things like that go. Around towards here, we have our town area, which is on the far left-hand side of the map. Probably saw this coming in. We have a few buildings here, and it's basically laid out exactly like the base game site. As a matter of fact, it is laid out exactly like the base game site for the shop, and then everything else is down through the left there as well and into the woods ever so slightly. It is very basic. It is very, very, very basic. Again, if you've never played a mod map before, maybe download this one and give it a try. As for your equipment in new farmer mode, here are your tractors, medium and large. Yes, those are all what you get, and one combine harvester. How can one person use that many tractors and only one combine harvester? You've also got a truck, plenty of tippers, goodness gracious, a header, mulcher. That's what was from the horse DLC, the mulcher, which I found weird. A smaller plow, big old cultivator, big power harrow, nice sprayer, fertilizer spreader, manure spreader, slurry spreader, mowers, which again, stuff that I'm not used to seeing in new farmer mode, and all the way through there. So lots and lots of stuff. Last new map for all platforms today is Terre Haute Agriculture. This is a fictional map with just absolutely massive fields. There's also quite a few required mods for this one as well. However, they are all like American buildings. They are not laid out in a regular farm. It looks like they just kind of took an area like, that doesn't need to be a field. Let's just paint it and put a bunch of buildings in the middle. So you'll want to reorganize those. Just saying. But we do have a bunch of fields, man. Oh, man. So we start off with, by the way, there's a couple fields here that are not numbered. Field, was it 1 and 6, I believe, are the ones. So you're just unable to buy those, which is kind of difficult. Let's see. I wonder if I can buy them with this. How do you do that? NPC, My Farm, All, click. So you can buy them if you are on PC and have Easy Dev. However, that doesn't look like you're going to be able to buy them if you're on console. So just a heads up there, this will probably be getting an update or build something like that. I'm not quite sure. Nonetheless, very cool. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous how many big fields there are. One of the coolest big field maps that we've seen yet. Quite simple, so there's nothing wrong with that at all. The house I find a little bit interesting, but what are you going to do? And then, of course, all the buildings, but we've already mentioned that. Now, do we have any custom crops? No, we do not. Here is your crop calendar, pretty basic. And then jumping into owned items. Hopefully, we have as much on this one as we do the other one. One medium tractor, a handful of large tractors, one combine harvester. We got 2 tippers, which is nice to see. Big header, plow, cultivator, seeder, same sprayer from and manure spreader and slurry spreader from the previous one. We do have a big Fendt baler, bell loader, which is interesting, and then we've got a bucket for also cutting sugar beets. A little bit more appropriate starting equipment with this one, but still, well, there's a lot going on. And just for your records, here are your required mods. Jumping over to updates for all platforms, and not really an update, the Lizard F10 series was showing as a new mod today, right at the top of the list. However, I do believe that this is an update or re-release, something like that. So if you've got it, make sure that you get the new version. Next up, we have Lizard Rumbler Van version 233, fixed license plate. Next is Rotdrosselheim version 1.1, and the update is spread out a lot, so we'll have to change a few pages here. So content updates. The update does not require new save game. The Rakery boxes with baguette, donut, Berlin pancake, muffin, and croissant. Those are new for the baker. The strawberry processing has been given a new name, beverage production juice tomato juice. And the potato washing plant has been given a new name, potato washing plant, potato and vegetable production, potato soup, tomato soup, 2 kinds of soup. Those are 2 kinds of soup. French fries, and potato snacks. Additionally, the lime production's got a new name, lime and fertilizer production. Fertilizer can now be produced here. New in the shop, we have spice mixes, packaging materials, and red box. Pizza production has a Mexico week. Tacos, tortillas, salsa, and burritos. Hopefully not just a week. I don't want this update again next week. It's going to be a lot. Sales point, Blumenbachmann is now Blumenbachmann Production, Plants Production. What? Also, production of empty pallets gets beams short, planks long, playhouse, doghouse, wooden shelf tables, and barrels. So tailoring green gets jacket, towel red, and sun hat. Additionally, some productions produce rubbish, which is collected every day by the rubbish waste disposal service every day. You just said every day. There's also a small charge for this, and they do say a little information. If you cannot load any equipment and top control menu is permanently set to Fill pallet load in the upper control menu. You should remove all pallets from the loading trigger, as with liquid containers. And we have an update to the Mythical Woods. This one's a little bit easier to understand. Version 1001 added the ability to get clay from the stone factory. No new save game is required. Jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players. First was the John Deere 6R large frame from Chrissy136. Unfortunately, PC and Mac only own this guy. 223 horsepower, auto power transmission, 421 liters fuel, goes 24 miles an hour. Engine options, we can bump some of those numbers up. We can also increase the engine horsepower, so up to 259 horsepower with 31 mile per hour max speed. And wheel options, we have a Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental Midas, BKT for the stun and back end. We do have a twin wheel setup, which is very, very nice, and we've got some big broad tires and a lot of different things here and there. Rear axis, we have the flange axis, we also have our axle rather, and then we have axle racks. We have the 600 kg weight around towards outside, and even more weights there. Tire pressure monitoring system, we've got front, back, and both, which is very cool. Beacon lights, left, right, both. A couple different setups for those. Warning signs, we have yes and no, even with lighting on there, which is very cool. GPS, we've got basically everything that we saw with our combine harvester earlier. Roof setup, we do have a different window setup, and it even moves our GPS as you would expect it to. Mirror options, we have the premium mirrors and the standard ones. Stickers, with special stickers, which change things up a little bit. Special sticker number 2 is my favorite, so that's what we're going to go with here. Exhaust, we have a chrome and fully chromed out exhaust attachments around towards front. We have 3-point with PTO, front weight holder, 360, 560, 760, and 1010, as well as a 1500 kg weight. Most of you guys will probably go 3-point with front PTO, but choose what you want. Front loader options, we have the John Deere. We also have a secondary John Deere, which kind of changes things up in the front a little bit. We also have Quickie, Hauer, and Nada. And then we have color options. Main color, black, looks absolutely fantastic, but we can change it up to a few different other things as well. And then GPS receiver, we change that. Axis color, or axle color. Wheel options, I mean, we can go almost fully blacked out, minus the PTO at the front. The back one is looking good though. Quite a few animations for this. So we've got top opening and closing. We have rear glass opening and closing, side door opening and closing. We've also got rear little window right there, right at the rear. That's very cool. And then we have steering wheel up and down. And let's see, is there any more? Nope, that's it. The brakes do leave a little bit to be desired, so just a quick heads up, you're going to be using this guy. Brakes are a little weak. Next new one for PC and Mac players, we have mouse steering. Thanks to this mod, you gain precise control over the vehicle's wheels using your mouse, allowing for realistic steering. This is pretty cool, I will give you that. I still find it easier to use a controller or a real wheel, but hey, if you're using keyboard and mouse, go for it. We've also got more motor sounds. This script makes it possible to configure an alternative engine sound for a large number of tractors. With the new More Motor Sound configuration in the shop, various sounds can be selected from an extensive database. Available sounds are depending on the model and include different engines for 4, 6, and 8 cylinders, and in some cases, different variants are available, such as sounds with integrated turbo, blow-off valve, or an open pipe option. They do say that the blow-off sounds are only available in single-player, not multiplayer. You've got a few sounds through here, so we have the 1990 ER 4-cylinder, the 2000s 4-cylinder, Fendt GTA 380. We have a 6 from 1990, 1995 6, 2006, 1990s era 8-cylinder, MB Track 19 IHC, and the Fendt 930 TMS. And your last one for PC and Mac players, we have a new map for you, Farmstead Frontier from FSG Modding. They made a bunch of maps, they made a bunch of mods, and here they are back with something very, very unique. Also, if you see things kind of tweaking out here and there, don't worry about it. It's a 4X map. It is a wide open 4X map with a lot of different viable farmlands. I think was at 218, 19, 23, 223 viable farmlands. Absolutely ridiculous. Tons of stuff going on through here. Still at 4K max settings, I'm averaging, well, there's 144 there. Yeah. Not bad. I'm doing okay. I mean, granted, I'm a 7950X and I'm 4090, 64 gigs of DDR5, 6200 RAM. It better play good, but still, 4X maps at those settings, nobody's going to be able to run max settings unless you're staring at the, I was about to say ceiling, staring at the sun, but don't do that for too long, 'cause you'll go blind. But as you can see, flying around, there's really nothing going on here. As for everything, you've got all of your sell points, purchase points, and just points of interest in general up here at the top left-hand corner. So if you're wanting to mess around, all of your stuff's going to be there. And if you want to find out about your stuff, we've got it all the way down here. The only the only field on the map. There are no more. Now, I will say this. Let's see if I can come down real quick. Take a look here. It's showing potential yield of 0.01 tons. Oh, per hectare. It's 56,000 liters. So you can expect 56,000 liters off of this first field. It's not too bad. Pretty cool. They have not included any new crops with this, and it looks like we have a simple-esque planting calendar, but there are some things that have been changed, so make sure you pay attention to that, specifically for corn and soybeans, which is very cool. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. Now let's take a look at what we get in new farmer mode. We get small tractors, the Deere medium tractors. We get the Massey, large combines, regular combines, the top liner, pickup truck, tipper, header, small little plow, little cultivator, seeder, header trailer, and a weight. They really want you to start from nothing and build it up. There are not very many, if any, do-it-yourself maps that are 4X like this one is. So a big shouty outie to FSG Modding for doing that. Also, a big train system going all the way around. I don't know if you saw that or not. Here we go. Here's our train system. All the way. Actually, there's our train. Hey! Goes all the way up to Green Mountain, which is another one of FSG Modding's maps. And it comes from, well, Green Mountain, as you would expect. Can we catch up to the train? I don't know if we can or not. Hey, there it is. We'll take a look at it real quick. Looks like it is about 2 to 3 times longer than the train normally is. So we've got some extra bits and bobs here that we don't normally get to see. Yeah, all right, yo, great job with that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I think that's all of our mods for the day. Oh, 5 maps. Goodness gracious. Give me some time off. Jumping over to updates for PC and Mac players, we have the Kotte Garant PTR pack version 1001. Color error of components fixed and collision of non-configured suction arm fixed. Pallets and Big Bags UA pack version 1002. Remove support for manure system for all IBC tanks. Change the type of filling for the pallets. Remove the support for interactive controls for some bags. Corrected the height above ground for freely positioned fertilizer filling stations. And optimized texture for liquid fertilizers. They've optimized the textures overall. Didn't have to say it twice. And fixed the compatibility with tree sapling pallet. Vehicle years version 1031 significantly improved loading time in the mod and added 305 additional vehicles with years. Increased number of farms version 1.1 implemented XML file to the mod to be able to adjust the color of the farm yourself. Script has been revised. Automatic MilkSale version 1.1 fixed Lua error when animal husbandry is in a spectator farm. Lastly, we have production info HUDs. Fourth time I'm recording this because the words don't make sense in the order that they are written. Gotta love translations. Let's talk about it. Adjustments for 1.5. More mixed groups are now displayed correctly, and feed makes a remaining time not possible due to constantly recalculated composition. Therefore, it is only displayed empty or almost full. We also have some miscellaneous items. Calculations for Terre Life Plus adjusted. Number of days to be displayed is now adjustable as well. Calculation error on server corrected. Calculations for split production lines improved. Big breath. And animal feed remaining times calculation completely revised, and these are now summarized if they are within 1 hour. Read the words, not the sentences. Yikes, that was rough. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new and join the DjGoHam fam. Check out the videos that we did of the new Asian map coming to Farm Sim 25. Released that super late last night, at least Eastern time. It was 9 p.m. One of the latest videos ever. Have a great day. Happy Thursday. We'll see you later.